This segment of Coast Life is sponsored by the Spice and Tea Exchange of Rehoboth.
Well, Charlie mentioned earlier in the show that crisp coolness that we had this morning, and it made you feel all cozy. And we know what goes great with cozy tea. Thanks to our friends at the Spice and Tea Exchange on Rehoboth Avenue in Rehoboth Beach. We've got some great tea for you, both literally and figuratively. Charlie, what are we drinking?
Love this one, a cherry pie herbal tea. And listen up, it's a plump, juicy cherry burst through this bold blend with hibiscus, crisp apple, and a touch of licorice root. A tart, tangy punch with smooth, lingering sweetness like cherry pie in a cup.
Sounds good to me. As always, our friends at the Spice and Tea Exchange have a great selection of teas. If you're not, maybe you're nervous, you're like, I've never bought loose leaf tea before, they'll guide you through it. That is one of their limited edition flavors though, so if that does sound good to you, you want to get through that door and you want to ask them like, we want that cherry tea we saw on CoastLife. But here's the tea for you that we'll get to spill in. Charlie, if you want to pour our cups,
I can do that.
I'll get to spilling our wedding drama, because it's not a wedding without a little drama. Am I wrong for wanting a kid-free wedding even though my family disagrees? I, 29 female, am getting married in the spring, and my fiance, 31 male, and I have decided we want a kid-free wedding. Now you could say that's the end of the story, but it's not. We love our nieces, nephews, and friends' children, but we want a day that feels a little bit more relaxed, focused on adults, and without distractions during ceremony or reception. We made it clear on the invites that the event would be adults only, and even offered suggestions for local babysitters in case anybody needed help. Most of our friends were totally fine with it, but my side of the family is furious. My sister has 3 young kids, says this is unreasonable to expect people to find childcare just to attend a wedding. My cousin says I'm being selfish for excluding kids when they're part of the family. My parents are now saying I should compromise, at least for immediate family. Ryder stood her ground, though. She said that we're not changing the rule, even for family. It's our wedding, and we're allowed to set boundaries. Now I'm being called cold and inconsiderate, and a few family members are threatening not to come. Am I wrong for sticking to a no-kid policy for my wedding?
Not wrong at all. Now here's the thing, Here's what I would say. Kids can be really fun at weddings. Some of the funnest things you would see are like little kids out on the dance
when
floor.
When they tear up the dance floor.
They just love it. They're doing their own thing. But I don't think it's a problem to not want to have kids at a wedding. It's an adult event in a lot of situations, especially if maybe, these people are both right around 30, 29, 31, so maybe they're looking for a little bit of a raucous time once the reception hits. You know what? It's their wedding. They can do what they want. Now, having said that, I say this about destination weddings, I say this about anything. It's your wedding, you do what you want. If those choices cause somebody else to go, well, I'm going to do what I want and not go, you have to be okay with that. You have to know that up front. But it is your day. Do it how you want to do. Make it special for you. If you want it to be a more adult affair, that's just fine.
Yeah, and I mean, as far as I know, I feel like for the most part, wedding invitations and save the dates, they go out pretty early. So if you have included a list of local babysitters or immediate family is concerned about finding a sitter, that should be plenty of time to find a sitter for that day. As I was the local neighborhood babysitter, I loved when people had weddings. I cleaned up. I even was invited to a wedding as the babysitter. So I was in the hotel room watching all the kids while all the parents were partying it up. And I was like, that's kind of cool. So, you throw a little extra cash a good babysitter's way and it's not a bad deal.
Yeah, and here's the thing. People, right or wrongly, spend so much money on these weddings.
Yeah.
It's many tens of thousands of dollars. Do it how you want to do it. Make it your day. You can listen to what the rest of your family has to say. You can consider it. But if after that you still go, it's not what I want to do, I want to do it this way, then that's just fine.
Yep, I think if you're going to regret having kids in attendance at your wedding more than you'll regret the couple of people that might not be able to make it work without having a sitter or whatever the case is, then standing your ground, sticking to your boundaries is perfectly appropriate.
I also have a problem with the people that just feel entitled to things.
Right.
Like, again, it's their wedding. You are not entitled to push it any way, shape, or form. Like, that's not your role.
No, that's not your role. So I think I'm on the side of the bride here, saying it's your day. You stood your boundaries. I don't think that makes you a bad guy. I think a lot of people, especially around like weddings, babies, people get weird, people get pushy, and they try to like completely overbear the situation. So I say good for them, and I hope they have fun at their wedding.
Yeah.
But it is our role to try this tea though and talk it up. I love a good cherry pie. So let's see if the cup of cherry pie stands up to what it says it is. Ooh.
Like that.
I like that too, and I think that little hint of licorice, like you think cherry pie, maybe you think more summer, but that makes this a cozy fall drink.
You know, now that we think about it, now that I've just had that taste, licorice on its own, especially like a black licorice, can be a little too tart, but licorice as a secondary, more muted flavor really does bring out a taste. I kind of like that.
It's really nice. So go get yourself some at the Spice and Tea Exchange on Rehoboth Avenue in Rehoboth Beach. We got to take a quick break. When we get back, we are headed to Dogfish.